right, welcome back to Bag Society. I'm your co-host Jay with my other co-host,
S.
and unfortunately, C couldn't be with us again. He's too busy saving the world. You know how it is.
You know how it is.
You know how it is. All right, man. I want to give a quick shout out to my co-host S because he's moving up in this company. Moving up. He's getting promoted.
Oh my god.
He's putting on the suits. He asked me last week. He was like, "Bro, I need some tailored suits," and I'm just like,
Oh my
I'm looking at my phone,
God.
going, "This man's getting bags.
Oh
This man's getting
my
bags.
God.
He's getting the promotional bags."
It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal. This man's gonna be walking with his tailored suit. He's gonna be looking like fly. He's gonna be like that 3-6 Mafia song.
I gotta stay fly. I'm not gonna lie though, there's a lot of anticipation. Everybody's like, dude.
Everybody's holding their breath for you, man.
Yeah, man. I told him I told him I'm gonna look like a model from Rogue magazine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, dude. You're gonna be
I'm
like
not gonna-
Balenciaga.
I'm not going to be looking like I'm hosting Family Feud.
No, you're
Yeah.
not gonna be Steve Harvey. Give me
No.
a Steve Harvey smile.
No, I'm not. With his overgrown suits.
He's overgrown.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you take his jobs in a heartbeat, though.
I would.
I mean, I would.
right,
I would.
I'm-
I'd be like, "Welcome to Feud."
He's getting bags.
He was getting like, not bad for a West Virginia folk.
Yeah.
Not bad, dude. So congratulations, man. I'm so proud of you.
My God.
You're getting the bags, dude. What are you gonna be doing with those bags? You don't have to rely on Tokes all the time now.
I mean, like, technically, the dealers make more money.
But at least yours is reliable.
Yeah, it's reliable. The only reason why I did it because like I work so much overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I could sacrifice a little bit for the status.
Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah, I see what you mean. You know, people,
the
those
status.
dual rates, they need someone to make them look good, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And if all goes south, man, Bally's is opening next week.
You know what is so crazy too? It's like when they approached me,
Yeah.
right, to be a dual rate, I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll think about it. But then they kept asking. They kept asking.
Yeah, they're relentless when it comes to asking, man. They won't stop.
It was all managers. And then I said, yeah. And it was like I was like in a club. They started treating me differently.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Because
okay.
you're becoming one of them, man.
Okay,
You're
okay.
getting risen.
Yeah,
dude.
hold on though. Here's the thing too. So when I accepted it, I went into the office and they sat me down and was like, hey, you know, because you got this, I'm thinking it's not a big deal whatsoever. like, yeah, I go to the casino.
You're not a peasant anymore, dude.
It's not just that. It's not just that. It's like, I guess I kind of like look past my job. Like for me, like the casino, I just show up. The
Right.
hardest part of the casino is just showing up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. It
So I
really is.
But I show up 6 days, 10 hours. I just show up, right?
Good worker B over here.
Clock in, clock out. As soon as I clock in, you know, I'm focused on the job and then I clock out and then I completely forget how the day went or whatever. Like there's, you know, I'm on to the next thing. But what I'm saying is like, I never really, because, you know, we're doing podcasts, we're doing YouTubes, like we're focused on other things. So
We are
like
focused.
my priority really isn't that. But when they sat me down and was like, hey, you know, because you're a dual rate, you know, people are going to be jealous of you and, you know, like they're going to be wondering, why did you get it? And
man, they're
yeah.
just like, hold on, man. There's some toxicity that
That's
you need
what-
to know about.
that's what they told me. Cause I'm a drama free guy. I don't really like, I'm a peaceful guy. I mean, drama always comes to me, but I mean like,
peace not for you anymore, my guy.
yeah. And they were like, so, you know, you have to be more stern with people, your coworkers.
Yeah, they're not your friends
Yeah,
anymore,
yeah,
my
I
guy.
know.
They're
I was
not.
like, man, they gave me the talk. They gave me the rundown. I was like, okay. And they're like, yeah, you know, we'll help you out. And, you know, like, it's just different. It's weird how they like, it's like, I never like, it's a different perspective because I never would have thought it was going to be like you're accepted in a club now.
No, but you are
Yeah.
in the club, my guy.
I know.
You're in that club.
Crazy, right?
Dude, I'm so proud of you. Oh my
not a big deal.
god, so proud, dude. Come on, man.
I mean, it's cool, but it's not a big deal. And
Well,
and everybody's like, sir. They call me sir now.
they call you sir.
They're like, sir. All the
You should
coworkers.
when you go back, tell them that I'm a dual at Bally's.
Oh.
River North, Chicago, baby.
They would kill me.
Why?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. No, I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if I would go to Bally's or Bali's because I live in Elgin.
Yeah,
It's
I
right
understand
there.
that.
Yeah.
See me, I'm a city boy
You
now.
are the
I'm
city
I'm one
boy.
of those urbanites, dude. I look
City
down
boy.
on the suburbans now. I'm just like, psh, 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 psh. This place ain't walkable.
I can't walk my dog here.
Where can I get like a beer that's imported?
Right. Where can I go where I can bring my dog to a restaurant?
Yeah, I don't understand. You guys don't have patios out here?
Yeah, it's
What's
crazy.
going
Yeah,
on? Grilling. Like we visited Tegan's where she worked, the family that she works with,
Yeah.
and it's in Oak Park, which is like basically half city, half suburb, but it's technically a suburb, but it was like right there,
Okay.
outside the city limits. And we were walking down like this strip of neighborhood, and it's quiet,
A
and you
little
just
too
hear
quiet.
you just smell
Birds.
freshly cut grass, birds, and in the distance,
Crickets.
someone weed whacking their lawn. And I'm just like, man, I don't miss this.
You're like, man.
I hate this.
Oh no.
I forgot about this, and I hate it.
Really?
It's so boring.
Yeah, you're like, where's my Uber scooter?
Yeah,
What?
dude, I love those. I love those Bivy bikes, man. They're the best. They're the best. You don't even know, dude. You haven't lived until you get off work from somewhere and just
You're like walking.
rent a scooter and just zip down the road. You know?
Walking? What is walking?
No, walking is for chumps, man.
For
If you
peasants.
need a bike, you need either a scooter, and you need to walk past at least 8 local places run by hipsters, man.
Yeah. You know what?
Because I'm done with chains, man. Don't need them anymore.
Okay. I have a confession.
Oh no. Oh no. Am I gonna be disappointed?
No, but I mean, like, I'm starting to get a very solidified hatred of these weed enthusiasms people. Like
Like people who make weed their entire personality.
Yes.
Dude,
I just
that's why I never remember like back 10 years ago in college and you were just like, hey man, have you ever heard of Wiz Khalifa? I was like, I hate that guy. Like
No.
he raps about smoking. I get it, dude.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but hold on. Wiz was different. Wiz is different. I'm talking about like these. Because back when Wiz was smoking, dude, it was just weed, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal to me, but everyone's just like,
I
man,
know.
look at him roll this
But
joint. And I'm
hold
like,
on, though.
wow, no way.
No, this is what I'm saying. Back then, it was just weed. Like 10 years ago, it's just weed. These weed enthusiasm people now, it's like, yeah, this is an indica strain. It's got 4. You know what I mean? It has 4 leaves. It came from this plant over here.
I do the little sniff test. Where did you say this was from?
Yeah, they know exactly where it's grown. They're like, yeah,
Is that
this-
a hint of lavender?
you know, you can microdose and you'll have a good, clean, even high. This one won't make you hungry. I'm like, bro, what happened to just weed?
Dude, it's a science now. That's what was always going to happen when it legalized. It's not just okay, I have my dealer, if I get this,
Yeah.
I get this. If I don't, I'm SOL for weed. But like this, it's like, it's a restaurant, You have
It's not just a
selections.
restaurant. It's like a gourmet, top of the line restaurant, man.
And like some of these dispensaries, they're wild. Like they've been throwing like block parties and stuff around here.
Yeah.
They got like free samples and stuff. Like, you did know that NASCAR came here last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was crazy because then it flooded here, right?
Dude, it was crazy. I have
Yeah.
videos of the Riverwalk like submerged.
I believe. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Wow,
Like we
wow,
heard that the
wow,
Riverwalk
wow,
was
yeah.
flooding, that they were contemplating opening the gates to the Mississippi, which they haven't done in years,
Really?
right? Because the Lake Michigan is a canal, and
Yeah.
then it connects to Mississippi River. But so we went down there, and we were looking at it flooding, and I'm trying to go down there, and everyone's just like, "It's not safe. It's not safe. You can't be down here. The water is rising." And I'm just like, "This is right where I want to be, man."
Yeah, no.
I want
This
to
is
be
the
in the thing.
action. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I want to feel like I'm on the Titanic.
Mm.
But oh yeah, dude. So the first night they canceled it
Okay.
because of all the rain.
Yeah.
But someone drove a van and took down one of the gates.
Stop it.
And then a sports car got in there and started racing the track. And it was a weed place. So they did it for the clout. So at the end of the video, the dude was like on TikTok going like, "Man, get your weed here. Yeah, I just broke into this NASCAR track, took a few laps. Yeah."
I can't stand
He
these,
did it for the clout.
but I can't stand, like, like if you smoke weed and it's if you smoke weed and you're like discreet about it, you know what I mean? Like you take like a bowl hit like a day or a night,
Dude, have you ever seen Get Out?
Get Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie, the
Yeah.
scary movie?
Yeah, I feel like the old white people. That's the weed enthusiast now.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dude, it's just
You like sativa?
yeah. They're just so I'm like,
That's
dude.
how I picture it now, dude. But
Oh.
I don't smoke anymore.
Yeah, I don't smoke anymore either. But at the same time, it's like, these people they're just their numbers are growing.
Dude, I don't blame them though, but like as soon as like weed became legalized, oh, I wish I had the money to like open up the dispensary because that is just it's turnkey.
It really is.
It's turnkey. I would love to own a dispensary, and I wish I could have.
They did it right too. A lot of people are doing it right because I know in the beginning it was definitely difficult.
Of course, it was difficult.
I mean, we could still get in it because Maryland just legalized it July 1st.
They did.
July
did.
1st. We can still get in there.
Yeah, you want to own a Maryland dispensary? We need to talk. We need capital. We need investors.
You don't need all that much. I feel like the hardest part is where we're gonna get the weed growing.
I think it's like I don't know how that works.
I'm pretty sure you meet somebody in Colorado, right?
I know people in Colorado.
Exactly, and you could get it dirt cheap, the best of the best, dirt cheap, because weed is cheap nowadays. Or you go to California and you just say, "Habla weed," speak weed. Cartel member comes up to you.
Yeah, you're gonna get it from the cartel, Cape Pablo. I feel like you told me a story of a guy who did this route.
I'm just saying, man. That'd be it would be a good asset, honestly. Like that
Dude,
is a cash cow.
That is a cash cow, especially
Yeah.
if you're one of the first people there.
Yeah, people and then see what
I'll be saying like open up in Towson, not too far from Baltimore. You got the college kids.
Yeah, and this is what you do, right? You set up a nice weed shop, and then next to it, set up like
A bunch of food shops.
a bakery shop, cookie shop, something.
Dude,
Snacks.
when I lived in West Chicago, they opened up a big Zen Leaf in St. Charles.
Yeah.
And I remember visiting because next door is a Giordano's right from it.
Yeah.
And the guy was complaining that it was going to bring bad people. So he didn't want the giant Zen Leaf to open. And I was like, man, if I owned that Giordano's, I'd be like, free samples.
Free samples. That's right.
I'd be trying to get all those stoners to come over. Are you kidding me?
The one thing
I would be sold out.
The one thing good about weed, I mean, like weed is good, is better than most drugs, right? There's no fighting. Alcohol, there's always a risk of violence. There's always a risk of something. Weed, everybody, it doesn't matter. They are just all mellow. They don't, dude, come on, really? You know what I mean? Like,
what if space like isn't real?
yeah, I know. Yeah, you put your hood up and you know. So, but what I'm saying is like the weed crowd people, they're all majority of them are mellow. Whereas if you get alcohol, they're rowdy, fight, violent, stuff like that. So I mean, like that would be a good crowd to have.
Yeah.
They got their weed, so they're easily pleased.
I would definitely have like a restaurant, like not really like a restaurant, sit down restaurant, but definitely a grab and go place right next door.
Yeah, for sure.
Maximize, dude.
Maximize.
Maybe have like an arcade too, because I bet they'll go over there.
Oh yeah,
dude. See,
arcades are fun.
These are high-minded ideas.
I know.
See, you want the plaza,
but I still can't. These weed enthusiastic people or whatever.
What spurred this on?
Because the other day, I guess like I was at the casino working, and
these kids came in.
These kids came in, and they all worked at a weed shop. And they came in and I'm dealing, and I guess my boss behind me was like, he goes to that weed shop and they're like, hey, hey. And
He's probably
he's
just like,
like, yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. But it was just like, they're just I don't know. You know what? If I got to know them, I'll be like, yo, you're cool people. But just first glance, I was just like, I can't stand these people.
because they're just like, yo,
Ugh.
yo,
Ah,
sure.
sure. Maybe it's me. It's
I
probably
won
me.
$5.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's me. I'm like, oh my God.
It must be a little rough dealing with them because I feel like they'd be slow.
They are slow. In every aspect. They're just slow in everything that they do.
Sir, do you want a hit?
Ah, my God. Oh, yeah, I would
Sir,
love a hit.
hit or stay.
They'll be like, can I get a hit? I love that hit. That was a good hit.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's.
I feel like how quick that if someone busts you, scoop up the cars and take their money, they won't even know what hit them.
Yeah,
They'll just be like, I swear I had money right there.
yeah. I remember. Yeah. People are slow.
People are slow, but man, I remember my much younger days when I did smoke. Man, I had a good time.
Yeah, I think I'm getting old.
We are old, dude.
Yeah,
It was our birthday
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
Super old now.
Super old.
Maybe too old for YouTube. Who knows?
No, never too old for YouTube, because we're taking over.
We are taking over. Speaking of that, been making more and more. I'm almost to the 200 mark of subscribers. I know it's not really much, but
No, that's a lot.
it's a lot for me. That's more than I had before.
No, that's really good. Yeah.
So I'm making more. I'm trying to make some more long form videos for sustained viewage. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I've been working on that, and also the Haunting Podcast YouTube channel. That's going exceedingly well too. That's going really well.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm just working on trying to get the sustained viewership of a video, Like right now, the most I can get 80% on a short right now, but I need to get that 90. And I just need that 10% more, dude.
Yeah. You're getting close
10%.
though.
I'm getting close.
It's like 90 is complete, and then you start getting 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough, dude, because my time's been so limited because of all the crunch time at work.
Yeah.
So it's been tough getting everything out there, but I'm trying because I want that YouTube bag. That'd
Yeah.
be cool as hell.
The internet money is limitless for
It's
sure.
limitless,
Yeah.
and I can get more. And I want more.
I want more too. It's in our birthright. That's what we want.
It's in the birthright. It's my divine right.
Exactly. Our abundance. Nah, but I'm gonna start settling down and start really focusing on YouTube as well.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
I know I keep saying that, but now because now we're on a break, or I'm on a break. I'm on vacation
Mhm.
for a couple of days, for a week or whatever, and then when I come back, I'm scaling back.
Cried season again.
Yeah, I'm scaling back my hours and really putting in 2 hours, 2 hours into the YouTube thing.
Yeah, you got a
Yeah.
plan? Do you know what you want to do, or do you at least know what you want to do?
I know exactly what I want to do.
Well, sure.
Yeah. I'm just making my channel with my interests pretty much.
The King Scott channel.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some content on there.
Talk about the diet, lifting, meditating. I really want to talk about non-duality stuff
Mm.
on there, because it's a completely different.
Self-help, man. That's always a good thing. Like I said, man, people self-help is a big industry. Even on YouTube, it's a big industry. I mean, people you've heard of the manosphere, man. That's a big deal right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, is it self-help though? It might be just growing and maturing.
Yeah, that's considered self-help.
Right? I mean, guys, so yeah, but I've always had the passion for it, because I always feel like the biggest fear for me is not hitting your full potential.
Right. And you want to hit your full potential, and you want to get people there too.
Right.
And I get it. That's self-help.
Yeah. And that's one thing too, is you have to have some sense of competitiveness in you, because everything that you do, all your habits and everything that you want to do, it's you're trying to edge out the competition, because the world is so competitive.
It is very
extremely
competitive,
competitive in
especially
every
YouTube,
aspect.
man.
In all aspects. You got you know, you do the one little thing. You're always trying to do that one little thing to get that next step ahead.
Right, you're always looking for the
Yeah.
pivot, and that's what I'm trying to do for my like my history channel. I'm like trying to think of the next pivot. So I've been like dabbing a little more into mysteries, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Just just mysteries like that Long U Cave. I took
Yeah.
your idea for that one.
Honestly, I was shocked because I hit you up and then you had the video out the next day.
Well, because I looked it up and I was just like, oh, it's actually real. Okay, I just thought it was gonna be some just regular old cave, but there was actually actual carvings in it.
Yeah, hold on, time out. Everything that pretty much say is, I mean, everything that I say is real. Like, it's not like,
I understand, but a lot of those things that you hear that, oh, where did this formation come from? No one knows who made it, and it's usually like a rock. So I'm always skeptical.
no, I get it. I wanted to send you one about the how they found the labyrinth maze in Egypt,
Hmm.
and nobody talks about it.
What is that? P8 190,
P8 190. What is that?
quote unquote Ramesses the Great's tomb.
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure if it is, but that one is a labyrinth too. It's massive, and his body's not even there. They have his body.
Yeah.
It just wasn't there
Well, if his body wasn't there, then how could it be a tomb?
because there was other bodies there.
Oh,
They just think it's just during the time when that tomb was being built,
yeah.
that was where a lot of the tomb robbers were at their height for the
And
Valley of the Kings.
that's the thing. That's the thing with Egypt, right? Is everything like Egypt has been around for so long, and it's always been ransacked by
Everybody.
everybody.
So-
Alexander the Great, like everybody has ransacked.
That's the thing to
Egypt.
do, dude, because it's just the land of mysticism and mystery, and you just want to know. But like so he wasn't buried there, and a lot of the old guard took a lot of the pharaoh's bodies out of the tombs and
Yeah.
just threw them in a pit somewhere where no one would find them. So there's something called the cache, and where they found a lot of old pharaohs,
Cool.
and it was just an undecorated hall.
Yeah, but they say like the labyrinth maze is literally like it rivals the pyramids as like the one of the wonders of the world.
Hmm.
And I mean, like, they found it, but like nobody talks about it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna slide this one to Jordan because nobody talks about it. The guy that even found it,
They're talking about the Egypt or the Long U?
no, Egypt.
Okay.
The labyrinth in
Did you
Egypt.
send it to me?
No, I didn't send it
Okay.
to you. I was thinking about sending it to you, but
I'm always up for
Yeah.
talking about. I love Egypt.
yeah, I know. That's why I was gonna send it to you. But like I said, nobody talks about it. It's like insane.
I'm wondering if it's the one I'm thinking of because they also found like a skull in there, and they think
No,
they think it's Amenhotep Kapashev.
when I say nobody's talking about it, I really mean nobody's talking about it. Like nobody is saying like there was a tomb, there's bodies found, no
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah, because it's technically like still underground.
Mhm.
It's
Is it in the valley?
no, it's under. I think it's some city called Havana or something like that.
Armana? Are you thinking of Armana?
No,
No, Amarna.
no, it starts with an H. I got the details in on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll send it to you. I'll even tell you the guy who discovered it and all that stuff. And it happened recently. It's
Oh, was it?
2008.
Yeah. They actually came out with a new Egyptian documentary on Netflix.
Did it really?
Yeah, it's about the search for the Forgotten Pyramid, and it's hosted by your guy,
Who's my guy?
Zahi Hawass.
Oh my god.
Love that guy. You kidding me? I was a big fan of his since high school.
Yeah. The like he doesn't talk about like the tunnels under the Sphinx or anything.
To be honest, I can't tell you everything he's talked about.
Oh.
So
Why?
he has a lot, dude. He's the head.
Yeah, I know he's the head. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with Egypt. Whether you like it or not. Great Britain was an empire, very strong empire. And they were the last ones to go into Egypt and decipher all of Egypt. And this is in the 1800s. And literally just was like, we're going to just say this about Egypt. Britain. But the people that live there in Egypt, the Egyptians, like through their generations, through traditions, they have like a completely different story of what
Egypt was, yeah.
Egypt was, what the Egyptologists say than what the people of Egypt say. You know what I mean? Like it's conflicting. That's why everything is so conflicting because you have an outside source trying to tell an inside source, nah, you're wrong.
Mm.
That and I mean like
Well, it's just how science works. They'll always take evidenced history over just word of mouth, you know?
oh yeah, I know. I know. That's
That is how it works. But like,
yeah.
yeah, not Egypt, sorry. Britain ransacked Egypt. They took a lot of the stuff.
But they
you
were
know?
like the last one, but they were not just that, but they're like the known well to us, they're like the well-known one that was the last people there that and then they deciphered everything.
Right.
And they're the ones that set up all the timeline and everything for Egypt.
You know, it's so funny. They even stole that. They stole it from the French because they went in because it wasn't until Napoleon came to Egypt that he came with all these scientists and
Yeah.
archaeologists, and the French were just like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna find out all we can about Egypt. This is wonderful." They even found the Rosetta Stone, and then after when Napoleon left because he pieced out as soon as it looked hopeless,
Why did it look hopeless?
because he was about to get because his men were getting diseased. They were running
Yeah.
out of food. The natives didn't want them there.
Yeah.
The Ottoman was about to come in through the land.
Okay.
And Britain destroyed his fleet, and so he was virtually surrounded.
Yeah.
It was hopeless. So they came in, and then Britain arrived after Napoleon pieced out, destroyed the army, and they were just like, okay, look, archaeologists, look, scientists, you hand over fucking everything,
Yeah.
and then you can leave.
Yeah.
And so they unfortunately had to do that.
That's so yeah. That's so crazy with war. It's because we did the same thing with Germany. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like
I mean,
everything
Germany took a lot of their stuff. We gave it back.
Yeah. Germany. Well, I mean, is like what, like you know how Germany was operating, like the Nazi Germany, how they were operating and what they were doing. Like we went in there, and then we took all their technology and stuff like that, and their scientists
paperclip
and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, it was crazy how much money they poured into Wunderwaffens.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it got us to the moon.
right, but they were and the thing is too with Germany was they were competitive too, man. They were looking for because one they were stupid. One, they were stupid because they were fighting two fronts, but they were looking for all those mystical.
Yeah, the occult, man, with
They were
with
looking
Himmler
for
and this SS. Yeah,
because
crazy.
they read they read the Bible or whatever and was like, we need the Ark of the Covenant
Yeah.
to win this war. We have to find the Ark of the Covenant.
They were trying to find all those old biblical artifacts. Like they found like 3 spears of Longinus's.
That's crazy though,
Yeah, I mean
because they found it, and I remember like it was a big thing for me. Like when
they found it.
yeah. I mean, you never know. I swear somebody probably has like Alexander the Great sword or like these like
Could be somewhere. We don't even know where his tomb is.
these like high level people hold on to like these artifacts.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like families and stuff like that. They will hold on and you know like
I mean, wouldn't you?
oh for sure.
For sure.
Because you know if you go to a party you're like, "Hey, this is Alexander the Great sword. I have it here.
Yeah.
It's the real deal." Like that's a big thing with all these billionaires and stuff like that.
I mean, if I was a billionaire, I'd be collecting.
Yeah,
I mean, you
they're
already
straight
know I would
collectors,
be.
yeah.
I would be straight collecting any ancient historical item I can get my hand on.
Right. And the thing is that is happening. So like when
Of
people
course.
are looking for like certain like on TV, they're like, but it's missing. No, it's not missing. Somebody has it.
You know,
Somebody has it in their room.
there is a site, right?
Yeah.
There is a site right there. It's an auction site where you can like buy shares of an ancient historical artifact, so you can own a piece of it. You know, you don't see it ever, but you can own a piece of it.
So you get a piece of paper.
You get like a share. Yeah.
yeah, you get a piece of paper and be like, yeah, you own 1/100th of a millionth.
Of this Coptic stone.
Oh my God.
This Coptic jar. Yeah, dude.
Any way to make money. Like those things are priceless. And they're like, we could try and make money. And, I
Yeah.
mean, they're getting hustled. They're
Things
getting
are
their
only-
bags. They're
Things are
getting their
only
bags.
priceless until some dude who really has no business putting a price on it puts a price on it.
Yeah.
It's like art, you know. It's just some guy saying it.
Yeah. But a lot of art is all art is subjective, right?
It is subjective. It's
And
if a rich guy likes it, that's the only way it's really given a price.
and plus like art, honestly, a lot of art is like money laundering. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just, you know what I mean?
I mean,
It's
there's this. I think it was like, I don't know if it was Bill Gates. It might have been, but someone made a foundation. Oh no, it was the Waldens. They made like a charity foundation to like open up a gallery for everybody,
oh yeah.
and it was just their house, and they just put all the rare paintings in there, and just kind of shut it down after that.
Really?
Tax write off though.
Tax write-off. But going back, people like billionaires, they collectibles, like like can you imagine, right? If like you had the Ark of the Covenant and you're like, yeah, this it's next to my coffee table,
Mhm.
right? That's a good
That
talking
is my
piece.
coffee table. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, I would do anything for like a real deal thing.
and
Like,
people, yeah, some of these movies are straight facts because like people would kill, steal for these priceless ancient artifacts, and then people, even the government, you know what I mean? Government has first dibs most of the time.
oh, dude, we have crown jewels at Fort Knox.
Yeah, man, like it's insane. And then on TV they're like it disappeared
Yeah.
from the face of the earth. It's gone somewhere.
And like 50-50 shot, it either is gone or destroyed, or it's in
Yeah.
someone's collection because
It's in
like
someone's
a
collection.
lot of the Europeans, when the monarchies were going down and democracies on rise, a lot of monarchies didn't have money, so they'd be selling their valuable objects, like
Yeah.
you know their crown jewels, their backup crown jewels.
Yeah.
That's how those Russian eggs got into other people's collections.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because they were selling them.
Selling them and stealing them and killing for them.
Monarchy, or if a war happens, that's how they
Mhm.
raise capital. They sell like their valuables. And so it would be in these like investor collection. Like I saw the first Kings exhibit at the
Chicago?
in Chicago Museum,
Yeah.
the Chicago Field Museum, and they have like a Bulgarian crown jewel in there.
What do you mean first king exhibit? Like,
It was like the first kings of Europe.
really?
Yeah.
Mm.
It was really cool if you want to see like ancient Europe's like before civilization, really.
Yeah.
This was like, the beginning of like mud huts.
You know, honestly, I am so infatuated. I can't talk bad at speaking with kings. Like there's
Just
just
because you want to be one.
it's not that I want to be one. I feel like that I am one.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. You know what I mean? What makes a king a king? You can't be born into it.
I get
No,
it.
you can be born into it. I'm playing. I'm playing. But in the beginning,
Kings are largely, at least in the beginning, kings are largely chosen.
yeah, they're chosen. They are chosen. So, but
You just gotta know people. I mean, that's how the first czar happened. He was just a kid that was picked.
yeah. All right. But I do want to talk about is how do you feel? Because you're a big history guy. How do you feel about the History Channel just not even doing history anymore?
What do they do?
Is everything
It's like
is
Pawn Stars?
no, everything is quote unquote conspiracies.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, it's a travesty.
Yeah.
Like I get it. People care. People like it. They think it's interesting. It gets a lot of ratings because, like,
Is it just because it's better than real history?
no, it's because everyone likes a good mystery.
Yeah.
Everyone likes to think just because we don't really have all the facts. We don't, and of course, history, we don't have all the facts in real life, but people like to be told that there's like this mystical thing that's out there that's bigger than ourselves,
I think there is a mystical thing that's big.
I know, but that's
yeah.
why they're harping on it.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Because like if you turn on
No one wants to hear just facts, People just want to hear
Yeah.
maybe there's an alternative fact no one else knows about, and it makes and it makes
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people
yeah, it
feel
does, yeah.
smarter that they know something someone
Yeah.
else might not.
I forgot we talked about this already.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because every time you turn on the History Channel, it's not what you learned in school.
it's not. But like with my and I thought about this years ago because this is not the first time I wanted to do history on like YouTube or something.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, because I was watching Ancient Aliens, and of course I was just like, man, this is so stupid. But then I realized, with my historical knowledge, and it's pretty good. It's not, the best, but it's up there. I can just make up theories and just put them out there.
Yeah.
I can make up compelling theories.
Yeah. Or you could get Chat GBT to do it for you. Make up a compelling theory.
Make a compelling conspiracy theory.
Yeah. I mean, like, Yeah.
Like, because there's a lot out there that you can just inject something in there if you really wanted to. It's
Yeah.
not that hard. Like, just give me a topic, I can make up something probably.
The thing for me with history is just that nobody knows.
It- It's true. There's a lot of things that we'll never know.
Nobody knows. Victors write the stories, right? Victors write the history books.
You quote Napoleon already.
Oh yeah. I mean,
History
it's
is
true
written by
though.
the
It's
winners,
true.
man.
It's true. So you don't really, nobody really knows. We just know the strongest survive.
The strongest survives, and not everything was always written down, especially
Yeah.
if something cataclysmic happened. There would be like rumors. Someone would hear word of mouths and write it down, but it's not. You can't verify it. Like
Yeah.
that's where Atlantis originally came from. You can't verify that Plato was right.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, we all want him to be.
Yeah, but it's not just Plato that says it.
It's the only one we got. There
Nah,
could have been more.
No, they say it in Egypt. There's a whole thing in Egypt.
Who says it in Egypt though?
They have the story. I don't know what city it is, but I'll send it to you. They have the story in Egypt. 100%.
Like in like their.
They don't
language?
call it Atlantis, but the whole story is Atlantis.
Is this when is this? I don't know. Maybe it's the Minoan collapse.
Oh, I mean, like,
Right?
no, I mean, it's like the flood took over the city and it fell to the bottom of the ocean, word for word, but they don't use the name Atlantis, but it's in Egypt.
Okay.
And then the priesthoods were the ones that, the priesthoods were the ones that did everything mouth to mouth or whatever from generation to generation to know the history. Just like, if you watch those movies, there's always like that what's that one movie?
What, National Treasure or
No,
something?
not National Treasure. There's like in each civilization in the olden time, there's always like one guy or two guys that know all the history, so history doesn't repeat itself.
Oh, like a scribe, an oracle.
Yeah, something like that. And the priesthood in Egypt were like that, and that's where Atlantis came from.
Yeah, the priesthood's wild in Egypt.
Yeah.
Fat cats, mom, they're billionaires.
Yeah.
They're crazy. But so I've been dabbling a little more for the History Channel, for my History Channel, a little more mysteries, a little more.
Because you're finding out that's what sells. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not that it sells. I just need to diversify a little bit more.
Yeah.
I haven't really determined through the stats if that's really selling yet, but it also could be just my approach to it, I guess.
But you
It
like
remains to be seen.
But you like the cave?
Huh?
You like the Langlu cave?
Yeah, that was cool. That
Yeah,
was
it's
cool.
pretty cool,
I
right?
kind of half-assed the video just to get it up there because
Really?
I
I thought it was a great video.
I had to make it up. I had to make it in an hour. I would have done more like visuals if I had more time, but I didn't.
Dude, you crushed it. Like I said, I told you, and the next day the video was out.
I was like, I needed an idea for a new video.
Yeah.
I have the one I'm working on now is the Copper Scroll.
The Copper Scroll. Ooh.
Yeah, you've heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them were made out of parchment, except one.
Okay.
One was copper.
One was copper. What did it say?
It's mostly lists.
List
List of what? No one really knows.
Oh. Okay. Oh, and I saw you do the book. What's the book called?
Oh, the Von Neutsch manuscript.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake, but I still
Is
did
it
a video.
fake?
It's fake
How do you know it's fake?
because they carbon dated it.
You can't really?
Yeah, it was made like 200 years ago.
But what language, do you know?
Mm.
Nobody knows the language. I saw
Oh, sorry. Wrong thing. Sorry, that was the Nebra Sky Disc. I was thinking of Nebra Sky. The Voyage. Yeah, no one knows. That thing is crazy, right?
Yeah. The book, yeah. Nobody knows the language or where it came from or
Yeah, they said it was made in one day after the priest sold his soul to the devil.
No. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong book. I'm talking about the you did the video on it, dude.
It was like 30 videos to get refresh my memory.
It's the V one. The V one?
The Voynich.
Yeah.
The Voynich.
Yeah.
Voynich,
That
whatever.
one is the one with, nobody knows the language. I forget the one you're talking about, the priest, when he got locked in there. He got locked in jail and he had 24 hours to come up with a certain Bible.
That's not it.
No,
No.
it's a different one. That's a different book, and he sold his soul to the devil. Wrote a book, a gigantic book that was like yay big, yay wide, perfect scribe, right? They
Mm.
said he had to sell his soul to the devil because the writing was so perfect, the scribe was so perfect, and the priest was like hardly a writer or something like that.
Mm.
But you know that those all come with myths.
It all comes with myth. I also want to do my own myths because I like Christianity myths so much.
Yeah, because it involves the supernatural.
It's supernatural. Like I wanted to do a video on the Watchers, the Ars Goetia, the seven deadly sins and their kings.
Mm,
Like Belphegor, Beelzebub, Satan, Lucifer. They're all different. They're not the same.
they're all different.
Leviathan,
The seven seals are the seven chakras.
seven. Yeah,
Did you know that?
Hmm?
The seven seals are the seven chakras.
yeah. And the seven kings of hell have all seals.
Yeah. You know what chakras are?
Isn't that like Buddhist stuff?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Seven is the number.
Yeah. Same with the Dragon Balls. There's seven of them.
Dude. The Dragon Balls, man.
Yeah. Because what happens is
Yeah, you gotta make that wish.
not just that, it's like, so it's not really Buddhism. It is kind of Buddhism. It's not Buddhism, but it's like in ancient religions or whatever, they believed in like
Numbers had like mysticism.
there was a mysticism, but it was like there were seven checkpoints, seven energy checkpoints in a body.
Mm.
And if you balanced all seven, fun fact, the chakras are all hormones in the body. They're all part of your hormones, right? But if you have it balanced, your spine, like we talked about it, your spine creates a certain fluid and it goes up and down your vertebrae.
Right.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't know that.
I-
The chakras.
yeah. I mean, like, because
I had someone align my chakras 3 years ago. It was an interesting experience.
nobody,
I
but here's,
sat in the bowl.
yeah,
Yeah.
nobody can align your chakras.
She
You-
claimed she did.
Yeah. No, the only person that can align your chakras is you.
Okay. Well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah.
I just like stood in a bowl as she like started hitting it with like
Yeah.
a drum thing. It was just like, hold on, I'm aligning your chakras. I'm standing there just like, what is happening?
Yeah. Mm. Nah.
It was a good time. What do you think I should do for a pivot?
No, honestly, I like the religion idea simply because like I was heavy into it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So like my perspective on the Bible is completely different
Oh yeah,
than 99% of people.
mine is too. Like I said, I like the books that aren't talked about, like Thomas and Enoch.
Yeah.
Like when me and Chris were talking,
Yeah.
we talked about doing something biblical.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Enoch, like, you talk about the flood a lot, like
Yeah.
with Gilgamesh and Noah. But in Christian religion, did you know that there was a whole book that explained why there was a flood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is you have like Native Americans, you have all these other people talk about giants, right?
Oh, you do know. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because of giants.
Yeah.
It was the Niflheim.
It was the Nephilim that were giants. But the reason they said it was angels from the sky
Watchers.
the Watchers came down and mated with human women, and they made giants.
They had one job, and that was to watch over humanity
Yeah.
for God. And they couldn't even do that shit.
But I mean, like some people, can you make the connection that what is it that came from the sky?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Was it an alien? Or was it an angel? Was it an alien that came down and
We're getting
mated?
into alien territory now.
No, what I'm trying to say is you're not seeing that connection though, right?
No, I can see the connection. It's just
Right.
it's funny.
Yeah, but I'm saying like who else would come from the sky?
Mhm.
Like realistically.
Mm. I
Okay.
don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah, that's what it is. I mean, like, nobody knows. Nobody knows. But in all honesty, to like, if you even want to like, the Bible is just a piece. What to really fully understand the Bible, you should really read all religions and
Mhm.
even ancient religions, because like you can only see what the Bible shows you, and like you can't see like your perspective grows bigger if you know all the religions.
Right.
And then you're like,
Because
oh,
they do borrow a lot from each other.
yeah, they borrow a lot. They borrow, especially the Bible, they borrow a lot, and it's just that one perspective.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you start hearing familiar things. Like if you go to like, ancient Germanic religion and you start hearing their god is named Woden. What does that sound like to you?
Odin.
Odin, because that's where they got it from.
Yeah. But no, it's pretty cool. Cause like, dude, like I remember how I told you, like, do you know why I like don't use fluoride?
Something about degrading your brain synapses or something.
Yeah. So like in the middle of your brain, right? In the middle of your brain is called the pineal gland. It's a gland, right?
Okay.
It's a gland. If you get an x-ray or anything, it will show that the gland is a bone, right? A gland shouldn't be a bone. But what happens is that fluoride goes straight, if you ingest fluoride into the bloodstream, it goes straight to the gland and what's the word?
Calcifies.
That word, your pineal gland. Now, a smart person would be like, this gland isn't working properly, right?
Mm.
What why how can I work this gland that's in the middle of my brain, right? The core of your brain. How can I make this work properly,
Mhm.
right? I mean, like, don't is there like some type of curiosity to that?
Yeah, I mean, do we know what the pineal gland does?
Yeah,
What does it do? Because
it's
I don't know.
it's the center of awareness. So like it's who you are. So it says in the Bible, right? I forget the verse. I used to know it by heart. But I think it was Jacob. He said Jacob was asleep and then he saw God and he called it the pineal, right? The pineal. So the pineal gland is in the Bible. It's a verse. And what happens is if you look at the pineal gland, right? If you cut the brain in half, if you cut the brain in half and you see the brain on the side and you see the pineal gland, it looks like the Eye of Horus in Egypt.
Mm.
And so that would lead you to ancient cultures and what they believe in and stuff like that. And then you start putting all the pieces and making all the connections together. And it's just like, oh, like maybe I should really focus on the pineal gland,
Mm.
and
I
because it's
mean,
the core of your brain.
I
It's
mean,
the core of your brain.
that's a good video for your channel, man. You should talk
Oh, I
about
am.
that.
No, that I am gonna. That's why I talk about non-duality and soul stuff, because that is the core. I don't think you hear me. The core of your brain is not working properly, and it's because of chemical that they put in the water. And the crazy part is, if you investigate all ancient religions, that is the most holiest like gland in all ancient religions.
I'm sorry. I have to bring it up. I have to bring it up. But you know who also talks about this a lot?
Who?
Andrew Tate.
Are you serious?
He's just like, you don't drink the tap water, not the government water. They put stuff in the water to control your mind. That's why I drink sparkling water.
Hey, I got sparkling water. Keeps me full. That's why I
And
like
it's also you have
carbonation.
you know why water is free? So they can because they put stuff in it, but not sparkling water. That's why that's why I buy it because they can't put anything in it because it costs money.
So here's the thing too, right? Here's the thing too.
I'm still working on it.
I like it though.
I'm still working on the accent.
Hello, love. That's my accent. Hello, love. Bruv. 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 Bruv.
Oi, oi, mate.
So like what happens is, and in the Bible it says, if you eat from the tree of knowledge, you will know the good and evil,
Mhm.
right? And you will become a god. So what happens is the more you how do you say it?
Decalcify.
Decalcify your pineal gland, your awareness grows. And when your awareness grows, the more you
Okay,
can.
this is okay. Sorry, I just started remembering all of this now.
About what?
People talking about decalcifying your brain.
Yeah, your pineal gland. The pineal gland, I forgot to tell you, is also called your third eye. It's your
Mm.
third eye, and it's linked to your reptilian brain center, and it travels. So your spinal cord is very important. It travels from the pineal gland all the way down, right? So when you decalcify your pineal gland, your third eye becomes what they would say awaken, or you will become more aware. And the thing is, when you become more aware, you're able to use that intuition, that judgment on what's right and what's wrong. Or you can see through, you know, delusions or illusions and stuff like
Mm.
that. It's you can see through the veil, through because you know what they say, like you can a lion and a sheep. What's the saying?
A lion in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, you can see through that veil. It's very obvious. And so like the more when you become aware of certain things, your perspective completely changes and you can just see things for what it is. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to say it's like a superpower, but nowadays it is a superpower because most people,
I do feel like most people lack awareness nowadays.
yeah.
It's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad, but at the same time, we have to use it in our advantage.
We do have to use it.
Yeah.
So I've been posting a lot of my videos on TikTok.
Oh yeah, how's that going?
It's going not that great. I can't get more than like around 200 views for some reason. People on TikTok are way more harsher than people on YouTube apparently. But like it's just changed my TikTok feed, and I'm not on TikTok a lot, so
Yeah.
it's mostly conspiracy guys now. And I've been listening. There was like one guy who got like 1 million views saying like top 10 things it was like top 10 things you can tell an Egyptologist to mess them up about the pyramids that they can never explain, kind of stuff like that.
And what'd he say?
I can't really remember.
Oh.
But there was another one he did, and it was like, have you noticed like in a lot of ancient carvings, a lot of people are holding a bag?
Yeah, I told you about this a long time ago.
I know, but the one thing he kind of lost me on was that he included the Ankh in that. And I was like, why?
Oh yeah, why? The Ankh is only in Egypt.
Like he had me going until he included the Ankh, and I was like,
Yeah, so like with the handbag thing, nobody knows what the handbag is, but it's all over the world.
mhm.
And it's dated to like before the Younger Dryas period, so before the flood. So it's like everybody thinks like because you know mainstream history tells us that we didn't sail the oceans right until a certain point of time, and before like all these ancient cultures have the same like they have the same handbag, like the Anunnaki, which is in
That's like
Afghanistan,
Samaria.
yeah, in Middle East.
Yeah, yeah.
Then if you go to South America, you have the Olmecs. They got the handbag. Like if you go everywhere around the world, they have these carvings of people with a handbag, and nobody can explain what it is because nobody knows what it is.
All right, I got another one to ask you. I want to know because I want to know if you've actually researched this.
I researched all of this, but yeah, go ahead.
Hotep.
Who?
Hotep.
Imhotep?
No, Hotep. HOTEP.
Who is that?
Okay, so Hotep is a movement. Okay, so I don't know if you heard of the Black Tribes of Israel.
No.
No, Hotep is like a movement among African Americans, and it's mostly centered around
This is Black Lives Matter.
that the real Israelites were black.
I've heard about that. I've heard.
There's quite a few people that believe it, like Kyrie Irving,
I
Kanye
think-
believes a little bit about it.
I think what like a long time ago, I think I read like they said like the Jews in the Bible were really black people.
Yeah. It was kind of like a convergence between like the Bible and the whole how Ethiopia got Christianity, you know, because they sent a princess to marry King Solomon.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? Every single race has been enslaved
Mm.
in one point time or another. You only hear about one because we live in this area. But if you go to like other parts of the world, like slave is literally came from the Slav. Those were all white people, and they were slaves. White people were slaves. Every it doesn't matter what color you were, you have a history of being a slave. And I mean, like, the good thing about Christianity, though, I'll tell you this, is they're the really ones that really abolish slavery, because they made like a moral thing for people.
I mean, the Israelites were like enslaved every few books in the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Constantly. If it wasn't like the Babylonians or the Greeks, the Egyptians,
Yeah.
Rome itself. I mean, the Jews really had it rough, dude.
They did.
I mean, they thought Cyrus the Great, who founded the Persian Empire, was the first Messiah
Oh man.
because he, ended the Babylonian exile.
Yeah.
And then there was like the Maccabee rebellion that started Hanukkah, and that was because they were rebelling against, I think it was the Greeks.
All through history, there's always this constant battle, right? We're in it now. We just don't realize it, right? Because a lot of people right now are rebelling against the establishment as we speak. It's happening now. Technically, I mean, we're all slaves to the mighty dollar, whether you like it or not. And something's happening, something's brewing at this moment. We're witnessing it right now. I mean, like, what's the difference between, how do I say this? We're all slaves to the dollar, right?
We need capital to survive.
We're just all slaves to the dollar. It doesn't matter what color your skin is or anything. They use the color of your skin because it keeps you divided. If we were all united, we would take over the banks, like, because that's what's enslaving us. They use like little tactics, like, because you're divide and conquer. That's how you conquer people. You keep them divided.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how the Aztecs got conquered, right? Because they were all divided, and the Spaniards came in and then just.
Well, they also had a lot of subjects that weren't happy with them.
Yeah. So at this,
because they were an empire after all, and you become an empire by subjugating.
What I'm trying to say is, like, you have to see these things, right? You have to see, like, what is keeping us divided, really. Like, because when you get to a certain bags, if you get enough bags, or you get into a certain level of wealth, it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. Because
it's class at that point.
It is a class, but everybody is talking about money. And here's the thing, too, I want to say, is back in the day, right, when Christianity was getting big, right, only priests could read, right? Priests could only read the Bible because they wrote it in Latin. Is that right?
Well, that was after Roman Empire was Christianized.
Right. They wrote it in Latin. Why did they do that, though?
Because Latin was their language.
No, they wrote it in Latin because most people couldn't read Latin. So
Are you talking about after the Empire fall or during the Empire? Because
I'm talking about just before, like, I don't know.
Because before the Roman Empire was Christianized, they wrote it in Hebrew.
Oh yeah, they did write it in Hebrew.
Yeah, it wasn't made.
So then it was after then, right?
Yeah, it was after, and then Rome was just like, this is our language. And Christianity started as like a big tent, like everyone can join us,
Right. But they wrote it in Latin because most people couldn't speak Latin or read Latin at the time. You had to get all the knowledge from the priests, which hold all the power to the priests, right? It's kind of like the same way here, right? You don't really like, for me, right? We have to learn the language of money. There's so much to learn.
Language,
yeah. And there's a reason why you're not taught the language of money in school. Like, it's to keep you not knowing about money. Like, that's really like,
because you're supposed to be a cog in the system.
You got to speak the language. We don't even speak the language. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, we have to get to the point where we can speak the language, and then like, you can really do something.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't understand the language of money. They barely know how to even function as soon as like they leave their parents' house. Like, there was an article that came out today about, the Spider-Man, Tom Holland, the dude who plays Spider-Man at MCU.
Yeah.
He didn't realize you had to pay your water bill.
Shaquille O'Neal got his master's in accounting and business
Did he?
because you know Shaquille O'Neal, he's an entrepreneur, and what was happening was when he was trying to make business deals, businessmen were not talking to him because he couldn't speak the language. The business people were talking to his accountants, talking to his lawyers. It's the same reason why nobody really knows the law. You have to get a lawyer, right? Because they speak that language. There's like a lot of like loopholes for like you they made this way of living where you need to have a middleman because you don't understand you don't
Yeah.
understand your rights, you don't understand the laws, you don't understand money. There's so much that you're not taught, that you don't know, that you have to get somebody else that speaks that language.
Middle manning is a big industry.
I know I just it's so insane because like the old ways, right? Like before America or whatever, it's like you're taught, you're taught how to survive, you're taught how to live, you're taught like, oh, I'm gonna farm because my dad was a farmer, so he's gonna
I would say it's
you know what I mean?
I
Like
would say
it's
it's more simple than that. Like in today, with we're living in the information age, and we're living in like a huge progression of humanity. There's just so much out there to grasp about the world. But like back then, when it was so simple, when we lived a more agrarian lifestyle, yeah, you farm food, you eat it, you live and you die. That was basically everything. But here, there's just so many systems and bureaucracies, and just so much to understand, so much to
yeah.
wrap your finger around, that humanity as as just normal earthly creatures weren't really designed for, you know?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, there's so many levels to like, you know what I mean? Like like I said, I'm using Shaquille O'Neal as an example. Like for him to progress as an entrepreneur, he went and was like, dude, I gotta learn the language of these people. So he was like, I want to talk to businessmen. I don't understand why they're going straight to my accountants and talking to my lawyers.
Hmm.
Talk to me. I'm the one that's making all the money. I'm the one that's investing.
Hmm.
But he figured out, oh, it's because I don't speak that language.
Hmm.
It's a completely different language.
Well, that's all the time we have left. Thank you so much for tuning in to Back Society. This is
Hey,
Jay signing on.
there you go, Jay. It's S.
Have a good week, guys.
Hey.
Hey.